What's happening, everybody? Shout out to Yeousch Recruits, and today I'm playing Xmen vs Street Fighter. I'm going to be attempting a speed run. To make it more challenging, I set the game difficulty to expert. And now to introduce myself. My codename is Sixlet. I love to play racing games, first-person shooters, action-adventure, and classic arcade games such as Pac-Man and Dig Dug. But most important of all, I do everything fighting games. Not only do I love playing fighting games, but I put as much work as I can into it. Reason for this, because one, I want to be the best player out there in the world. I love to play competitively and enter tournaments as much as I can. Hopefully one day I can be a pro gamer. I also do game exploits, glitch finding, and possibly even try to break the game. I also do tutorials so I can teach anyone out there who needs help with a game. And on top of that, I like to edit my own montages, as we call in the fighting game community, combo music videos. For today, I'll be using Cammy and Charlie. Both of these characters have complex combos, which I like. And their cross combo are compatible to each other. Cammy is a really speedy character and completely in your face about it. And she could be all over the place if you're not careful. Normally the only thing you have to deal with her is either her cannon spike, which can stop or cancel almost any attack, and can drill, especially in midair, because you can continue the combo after you knock them off with the attack. And she can also double jump. As for Charlie, he's defensive but technical. He's a really defensive character, but has techniques that you can make him even as offensive as Cammy could be. Doing his throw can literally guarantee you to connect for your hyper combo. And you can even do 2-3 hypers to chain in one link. And has a tactical projectile. In fact, he has a projectile that goes so slow you can just walk past by it, allowing you to tease your opponent. Because if they're not careful, they can get hit by it, and you can just either go around him and just play mind games with that slow projectile. Remember when I mentioned I set this game in expert difficulty? Well, it's not quite as difficult as it seems. This game has horrible AI where you can literally troll your opponent, being a computer. If you look carefully, I can literally just do a throw and kill my opponent the entire time just using that one move. Another thing I like to do is I like to tease my opponent by constantly poking him in the corner. See how long it takes till he reacts. The very first time I ever played Xmen vs Street Fighter, it was at a laundromat when I was around 7 to 8 years old. I would bother my mom for coins, and I was pretty embarrassed when I did this, but I would go out to the machine and literally try to destroy it. And slap the buttons, and I don't mean just hit him hard as possible, hit all 6 buttons by slapping, and wrestle with the damn arcade stick. Oh boy, those were the memories. I think it took me not even quite, more like lots and lots of years to actually play it correctly. Not just button mashing, even though I still do that today, but to an extent. And the other day, I went to the laundromat and then realized, oh, they still have one of those machines. I go up to it and I see 2 kids doing the same thing I was doing when I was a kid, trying to destroy the damn machine. Again, the memories. After those little brats were done pretending like they were playing a game when they never inserted a coin to begin with, I inserted a coin, and boy, did my nostalgia fever kick in. Such good times playing with this game. A few years ago, I recently discovered GGPO, which enables me to play old school arcade games online. And wow, even though with all the experience from playing this game, I did pretty horribly. I've seen players that I might as well consider them pro. They knew everything I do, every little mistake I did, and just punished me to death and beyond. So even though I'm good at playing this game, I'm certainly nowhere near the best. This level has 2 interesting stage hazards. The first thing you want to do is push your opponent all the way towards the left side of the screen. There you'll see a van. Do an air combo and knock your opponent down towards the van. They'll bounce off the van, allowing you to fall quicker than your opponent will, and then you can repeat the air combo. You can do this sequence 3 times until the van is off screen. You can also do a throw, and if you recover quick enough, you can do anything you want. Another hazard is the floor will collapse after being slammed too many times in the ground, whether you or your opponent, or in fact, a combination of both. I recommend you pick up Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 before playing this game, because MVC3 is a lot easier to play and learn compared to this game. Although once you learn how to master MVC3, you will actually get used to this game in particular. The reason I say this because at least for MVC3, the layout has only 4 buttons: a light, medium, heavy, and a launcher or a special button. Xmen vs Street Fighter goes to the classic 6 button and is a lot more difficult than it seems to. I hope you guys don't mind the way I edited my video. I wanted to cut some time, so I cut off the versus screens, cutscenes, and sped up the gameplay a little bit. If I didn't, this would have lasted 12 minutes, and this video would have got boring really quick. Figure I'd provide you guys straight gameplay. After this fight, I'll be facing Apocalypse. He's the boss of this game, and yes, he will take out the entire screen. His weak points are the head, fist, and satellites that will float around him. Although if you see those are the first thing you want to destroy. At least one of them, because whenever he has 2 of those satellites floating around, he gets to spam beams at you. And they're really accurate. In fact, the only way to avoid it is if you already happen to be dashing, or in fly mode if you have characters like Magneto, Storm, and Bison. For a safer bet, go for the head rather than his fist. At least for the head, you can do air combos, which does more hits. It's kind of hard to do ground combos when trying to go for the fist. Now, at any moment he raises his fist, you want to either jump or dash underneath and get behind him. Whenever he pounds the ground, there's going to be like pillars of light. And the more times he pounded, the taller they become, and they'll be harder to avoid when jumping. His arm will also transform into a spike ball. Now do be aware, the satellites will come back as soon as you destroy him. So at any moment you see a beam just hit you out of nowhere, you might want to super jump and look for him in the air. His other attacks, he can also shoot fireballs, which if you see his shoulder opening up, it's going to shoot like a wall of fireballs. Oh, those are kind of hard to avoid, but as soon as you see the opening, just get ready to block. If you see a target and you get locked on, get ready to block. He's going to shoot about 20 fireballs, and they're pretty much heat seekers, where no matter where you jump, they will find you. Your best bet is to dash away completely until he's off screen, but it's preferred to just block. One important thing you really need to know, if Apocalypse starts moving to the far right of the screen constantly, there's a hint that he's going to pull out the drill. Oh man, that attack is overpowered. Even if you block it at full health, it'll take away half your health, or close enough there. Even by block, he will chip you really bad. And if you hit by it, that's even worse. You can almost die within one successful drill. So as soon as his hand glows, you see that drill. You have probably 2 to 3 seconds to react, do a backdash, and then quickly super jump above him. Not only will he hit you going across the screen, he's gonna drill you until you're pretty much cornered for a good while. That attack is really devastating. He rarely does it as soon as you're quick enough to beat him, but when he does, just avoid at all costs. After defeating Apocalypse, you still have one more fight. Oddly enough, it will be against your partner. Whichever character you're using to defeat Apocalypse, you'll be using him and then you'll fight your partner in the next round. I want to thank you guys for taking your time to know me a little better, and also for watching my gameplay of Xmen vs Street Fighter. And as always, good game, peace out.